Who's kicking this off?
You are.
I don't want to. Apparently, I'm not allowed to fucking host.
You're not allowed to host. That's correct. That's your ban.
It's not our. It's the fan feedback. I'm sorry.
If it was up to me, I would want you to host. But the fans, when the fans cry out like this, you have to listen.
It's a huge outcry. Yeah.
You have to listen. What would we be telling our fans if you then hosted again? We tell them we don't care about entertaining you, our fans.
Like your feedback
we want you to suffer every third episode. Is that what you want to tell them? I don't want to tell them that. Omar?
That's fair. I don't want to tell them that either.
Oh, thank you. Good. All right. There we go. We're all in agreement.
All right,
Dave.
Ready to count down?
You ready? I'll count you down.
Wait, is this season 3? Hello, everyone, and welcome to the FTS podcast, Friends Talking Shop.
bensound.com.
Welcome you to Season 4, Episode 60. We have crossed over to Episode 60, Season 4. Now, that might be a little confusing. I'll get back to that in a second because you're probably wondering right now, well, I listened to all of Season 1. I listened to all of Season 2. I'm so looking forward to Season 3. What happened to Season 3?
Yeah.
We'll explain that in a second. But let me first introduce my host of the podcast. First, I'll introduce you. Well, I'm Dave. I didn't mention I'm Dave. I'm one of the hosts. There are 3 hosts in case you missed season 1 through 3. And most of you have missed 3. But
You've all missed 3. You've all missed 3.
Yeah. But I am Dave. I'm 1. And 2 is Josh. Josh, how are you doing this season?
Yeah, Happy New Year. This is our first episode of 2024. It's very exciting. I'm doing well. One of the things that I wanted to mention in this pre-topic topic was, do you guys on New Year's Eve, did you do anything special, or did you just watch the ball? Or because we don't do anything anymore. We used to do something, go to parties and that's since ended years ago.
I did.
You did?
Can I explain mine? Well,
yeah.
I didn't go anywhere. I didn't party. I stayed home with the family. I partied with my family. I partied with my family.
Okay.
But the countdown.
Yeah.
This year, some years I think I mentioned this before, what you do is you watch Star Wars and you time it. You start the movie so that at midnight, when it strikes midnight, the Death Star blows up.
Oh, wow.
This year.
Are you trying to get us to lose listeners right now with this? I mean, what are you talking about?
I might be trying to lose you.
That happened 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Wait, does that include 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
What we did this year, we watched Great Gatsby, and on the drop of the ball, and then the clock struck 12, is the moment where Leo DiCaprio turns around and introduces himself to Gatsby, and he.
How do you time it like that? They tell you what to do?
They do. It's on the internet. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
interesting.
The fireworks go off. So Leo ushered in 2024 for our family.
Oh, interesting. All right.
See, Omar, that was interesting.
That actually was interesting.
Yes. Something like when I hear you, like, what do you call it? Doing things with your family.
Oh, yeah.
A party. All I can think about is like you're playing Twister.
Yeah.
Are you playing Twister? I can see you're a family that plays Twister.
It's too dangerous, and my Christian background is said that's something you should steer away from. Touching.
First of all, Twister would require a good hour and a half of stretching. That's number 1.
Yeah.
There's no way I could ever play Twister today without a full stretch regime.
How about half a board?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we took out two of the colors.
Yeah,
that might work. Yeah. So our deal is we, as I said, we used to go out, but we don't do that anymore. And now it's really just my wife and I, and we have a nice night together. We have a nice dinner, and then we watch, those stupid shows on TV. And what's become, and maybe it's just, showing my age here, but my favorite part of New Year's now is?
New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve, yeah, my favorite part.
Going to bed?
Well, yeah, that's also a very exciting part. But my favorite part now, this is going to sound incredibly stupid, but I look forward to it every year, is when you watch Dick Clark's, why they still call it Dick Clark when he hasn't been there in forever, I don't know, but Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve, when the ball drops in Times Square and Ryan Seacrest. Every year. Now, Ryan Seacrest is just a consummate professional, right? He doesn't trip over his words. The guy is smooth as silk, whether you like him or hate him, and he's just really good at what he does. Except New Year's Eve. He always starts the countdown and you looking at the ball way too early. And he did it again this year, and he did it like with 90 seconds till midnight. And the funniest part is he does that. And now he has to vamp for 90 seconds, which is incredibly long, by the way. You don't realize how long 90 seconds is before the crowd finally can count down from 10. And he's going, this year the crystals on the ball are blah, blah, blah from blah, blah, blah. And they weigh this much. And isn't it spectacular? And look at and he does this for 90 seconds, and it's laughable. And what's funny is then I switch it over to the Nashville New Year's Eve show, because there's that with Elle King, who's a weird one. I don't know if you know her, but she's an entertainer. She's Rob Schneider's daughter, which I just learned this New Year's Eve.
Wow.
Which my wife told me.
Schneider from Saturday Night Live?
Yes. His daughter is named Elle King, and she's a country star, and she was the host on the Nashville countdown.
Yeah. He's thought, you can do it, right?
Yeah, that's him. That's him. And he was on with her. I'm like, oh my God, that's Rob Schneider. My wife goes, yeah, that's his daughter. I went, oh, that's weird. But she did it too.
His wife is quite beautiful.
Who's? Rob
Schneider's.
Really?
Like abnormally beautiful, which he's not a handsome man.
I thought he was kind of nuts. Is that Chris Kattan? Is that one that's kind of lost it?
I think he's nuts, Chris Kattan.
Okay.
You haven't seen him in forever. Rob Schneider's just weird. He's just funny.
Look at this. Hold on. This is his wife. I'm showing the guys a picture of his wife right now.
Yeah, she's quite attractive. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So his daughter. Yeah.
That's showbiz.
Yeah. This not help.
See this one. She's not wearing a top. You see this? She's not wearing a top.
No, I don't see that.
No, you're not showing.
Very funny. Very funny.
Don't get me in trouble.
His daughter's name is Elle King. But anyway, she did the same thing on the Nashville show, where she started too early, except she's not like Seacrest. She had no clue what to say. And so there's just dead space until she can fill it in with some nonsense. That, unfortunately, is very sad, but that is my favorite part of New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Well, you said that he does it too early. I thought you said he had 90 seconds. I thought he goes 10.
No, he doesn't do that.
Like, really, okay. He's
but it's like, come on, you got to know. Don't start talking about the ball drop until like 20 seconds. Give yourself a little bit of space.
Yeah.
To say something of value instead of nothingness for 80 seconds before you count down from 10. But
that is sad. And
it's very sad.
It's
a very sad thing.
So let me go to my third host, which is Omar. Omar, how are you doing? Happy New Year.
I have. I hope you guys had the funniest year ever.
Thank you.
I am tired of saying those words together, and you know what else I'm tired of? And I do love it in a way, but it's also puts a lot of pressure. My dad has this saying about dinner parties. We never went to them as a kid because he would also always say that when we go to someone's house for dinner, then you have to invite them over your house for dinner. Yeah. And it's a giant circle of people feeding each other over and over again.
That's right.
We never did it. And this is what happens with Christmas cards. I get all these Christmas cards from all my friends and their kids, and some people I'm not as necessarily close with.
I know.
Yeah. And what do you do with those cards? I feel bad. I have years of Christmas cards here with kids.
Okay, Omar.
Yes.
You have years of Christmas cards? You save these things?
I feel bad throwing them away.
No, throw them out immediately. Immediately. Listen,
there's no grace period?
Well, there is. So this is the argument my wife and I have every time. We've actually talked about this on the podcast.
I think so.
Because it was actually last year at this time, because it was the first year where I convinced my wife that we should not send out Christmas cards.
And the letter.
Stupid
letter, right? You don't like the letter either, right? Of telling other dumb stuff.
I hate the Christmas letter. Very good. I love to hate it. Let's put it that way. So we did get one again from the same family that we got before, and I just love to hate that letter, if that makes sense. But yeah, Christmas cards are a colossal waste. First of all, you spend a decent amount. No one ever agrees on the picture. My daughter hates every picture, so she complains about the picture. So we always get into that fight prior to that. And then what are you going to do with these? First of all, if I'm close enough to you, I know what you look like, and I know what your kids look like, and I don't need the card. I'm not going to keep it. My wife tapes them to the pantry door, and so and by the way, I said this to her. I go, notice this year's pantry door. far less cards than what we've had in years past. Less and less people are sending these stupid things out.
Well, you know why?
I think you can make them interesting. Maybe you add there's always something there that's not appropriate.
That would be great if someone made it funny. But nobody makes it funny. It's cards I don't really care.
Why can't the Josh Kaplan family make it funny? That's
really
the
we could, but here's the problem. The rest of my family except my son wouldn't go for it. There's no way they would go for it. So what I'd want to do, there's no way the rest of my family would sign off on and be okay with me sending it out. Wouldn't happen.
You know why the Christmas card is dying though? Is Instagram.
Yeah, of course.
The whole point of Christmas cards is to say, hey, look at me in my best showing as possible with my beautiful kids in their Hawaii, vacation. But now you do that already on Instagram. So you've already hopefully done that, right?
But not only that, Dave, it's also when you got them, you're there were a lot of people you hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah.
So you were like, oh, wow, look at them. Look at their kids grew up. Again, with Instagram and Facebook and all that nonsense, you see, you already know.
You can see
even
their ugly
you don't
kids
even care about that you're just
anytime.
connected to. You don't give a shit about. You see them.
That's
so
right.
This card is completely irrelevant. No
Right.
one gives a shit about this card.
It's a tradition that needs to die. I agree.
No, I don't
100%.
think so. I think
100%.
there's a way to put your own twist on something that has historically not been an effective use of, bandwidth.
But have you seen anyone do it? People are really clever. Someone along the way should have started a trend that's picking up. I don't know of any Christmas card trends that is changed the process since the beginning of time, right?
No.
Well, maybe we're onto something. Maybe we need to.
I've been onto this for years. I've been crying about this for years.
Well, you've been complaining about it. Yeah, but you don't have a solution. Yeah, you're just.
No, I have no solution. And if it wasn't for my wife, I would open it up, I'd look at the picture, and I'd put it directly into the trash afterwards.
Right. That's what it should be. Yeah.
And that's what you should do with all cards. What are you keeping cards for?
Yeah.
What do you think about? Wait. What if they're handwritten cards?
Different. If it's a very touching sentiment that is handwritten, that is not just a Hallmark thing, that means something to you, you save it. I save cards for my kids when they wrote me stuff when they were real little. I save cards like that.
Wait a minute. If someone wrote you a handwritten Christmas card?
No. He's just saying a letter.
Oh, just
right?
General cards?
You're just saying a letter, right, Omar?
Let me ask you this. Okay, do you have a view? Okay, can we just have another perspective about a conversation about this right now, about these cards? Let's rank these cards specifically versus one picture or series of pictures, and or the bigger demarcation point is when they write a bio of what happened to the kids and the family this year.
I hate that. That's
That's all trash.
Now, how about if it's just a couple and if they don't talk about their kids?
Ridiculous. That's even worse. First of all, the whole of the
then
card,
their kids are struggling.
There's something wrong with their kids. The whole purpose of the cards is to showcase your kids. Right. You put your kids on them, you see how they're grown, blah, blah, blah. Once they reach a certain age, it's no longer cute. Right. No one wants to see my kids anymore. I'm the only one.
I'm going to read you one right now, okay?
Yeah. Don't read me. No, don't do this.
I won't say names.
Yeah, but the person's going to know that it's their card. They won't?
I redact it. What does redact mean? Okay.
Go ahead. Redact it.
2023 was a year filled with travel.
Oh, see, already, hold on. Already, this is a bragging letter.
It is. That's right.
We've been here. We've been there. And look what we've done. And we're awesome. And we went to.
Wait, they also say the Jersey Shore. I don't know what USVI means. Is that like a
Virgin Islands? United States Virgin Islands.
And then the guy's like, before the other side, the boyfriend moved up north. He's now our dog's favorite person, but I'm okay with it because the guy's her favorite person too, which is kind of cute, right? Yeah. Lots of gardening. Farmers market.
Who gives a shit about any of this? Who gives a shit about any? I don't care. They went to the farmers market. Just think about that. I'm gonna spend $500 to print these cards to tell everyone I went to the farmers market in 2023.
Wait a second. I don't know, David. Hold on. In our spare time, the man, I won't say his name. Let's call him Leroy. Leroy is taken up making homemade pizza and bread.
Oh my God.
I could.
This is nauseating.
Yeah.
Hold on, and they say,
This
I
is
actually think it's
awful.
very cute. And they go, we've been
No,
able
it's
to
not.
dance it all off at concerts we've gone to.
And now we're going to brag about all the concerts we went to.
Right.
These are awful, awful letters.
Insecure people. Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't agree. I don't agree at all.
Can you see the teardrop stains on these cards?
I look at all the cards here. There's not very many ones that do a handwritten thing or about the background. It's just like
it's terrible.
Now, what's your view about Happy Holidays versus Merry Christmas?
Listen, you don't want me getting started on this.
Why would you ask that question?
You don't want to get me started on this. Listen, obviously before I was married, I didn't celebrate Christmas, right?
Yeah.
And so I always it's like if someone said Merry Christmas to me, I'm like, fine, whatever, but it was always like, come on, man, you're just going to assume, it's like, but so whatever. It doesn't bother me either way, but it's like, all right.
Well, hold on. So there is a time when someone would say Merry Christmas that you felt offended a little bit?
Not offended, but kind of like, I mean, come on, you're just assuming everybody celebrates Christmas.
Well, if someone said Happy Holiday that they celebrated that I didn't, I don't think I would find that offensive, or because I'm a
Listen, it's not offensive. I'm having a hard time explaining the feeling. It's kind of like you feel like, oh, all right, whatever. Okay, fine.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't, I guess, because I'm asked the question.
You live in America, dude. This is the land where Santa Claus roams free.
This is the point.
I don't
Omar,
understand.
None of it should matter. In other words, you could say whatever you want. Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever. No one should care about any of it. It should all be fine with all of it. So the people who are up in arms about saying hearing a Merry Christmas, the sentiment is nice. It doesn't matter if you celebrate or not. The sentiment is, I wish you a joyous holiday season.
Holiday, whatever.
That's the sentiment.
That's right.
So
because
that's how
there's
you
nothing more secular now than the Christmas holiday. Like
Correct.
to assume that they're like imposing their religious will on you.
They're
at
not.
This point is
yes.
I mean,
not.
I think if I'm at church and I say Merry Christmas, I think it means something different for me. But like if I see it, in the general public,
that's right.
I would never. It's
but
sort
on
of
the flip side, if someone says Happy Holidays, you also shouldn't lose your shit either. That it's Christmas season and that Starbucks doesn't have a Christmas on their cup and they have holidays on their cup, and everyone loses their shit and goes crazy. Yeah. That's equally ridiculous.
I agree with that
not
too.
More so.
That's where I'm consistent. Everyone should be less offended. Less offended.
Right? Especially when the sentiment is positive.
Right. No, I don't agree because I think this is a slippery slope, and eventually everything's been sterilized.
Wrong.
No, well, I'm saying you should be able to say it, and you should be able to say Happy Kwanzaa or Happy Hanukkah or whatever. You just
whatever. Whatever.
Starbucks should be able to have Merry Christmas on their things.
No one said they shouldn't, but what I said was no one should lose their shit when they put Happy Holidays on their cup.
Right. We're saying they should do both.
That's what happened, Omar. Right. If you remember, it was like 4 or 5 years ago. They changed their cup to say Happy Holidays. A horrible, horrible crime, by the way. I mean, to be more inclusive to other people who drink coffee at Starbucks that don't celebrate Christmas. My God, God forbid. And then people lost their friggin' minds that they took away Merry Christmas and wrote Happy Holidays. They lost their minds. Those people are psychotic. That's what I'm saying.
I think that's right. So, are we all on the same page? Everyone should be less offended. I think
we are.
I actually tell my team all the time, I only want to hear Merry Christmas. Only when we're in America. I'm like Fox News about this shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're anything.
Listen, your little Andy Kaufman act here is not fooling anybody.
Well, that's interesting. And when I ask how I'm doing, because I have a little subtopic.
Oh yeah, how are you doing, Dave?
I'm doing good, thanks. My subtopic that I wanted to entertain was something I read in the Wall Street Journal just the other day, which I wanted to ask you. Is that sleep scientists, right? We just talked about our behaviors of our sleeping behaviors, and in fact, my wife for Christmas wanted to get me some pajamas, and she was trying to buy me golf shorts. She thought as a joke.
That's funny.
So yeah,
that's very funny.
Kudos to her. Yes. She loves it when she's funny.
Because in the previous episode, you did tell us that you often sleep in golf shorts. I just want to bring that up for those who don't remember. Go ahead.
And they're really comfortable. I've
yes.
Anyway, so there's a scientist that they have found that people will sleep better if you wear socks in bed.
I saw this.
Did you see that?
Yes. First of all, the title of the article was "You're psychotic if you wear socks."
Right.
Bed.
Well,
right?
Because people are like, when they hear this, they go bananas, right? They're like, that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
That's me.
That's you, right?
That's me.
So
my wife wears socks to bed sometimes because she's cold a lot. And I can't wear socks to bed. I think it's crazy.
Well, but did you read the part about why it's true? It's like when your feet have to regulate temperature, that can cause blood to rush through your body, and that can wake you up. So if it actually cools your body down because your feet won't get cold. And I think that's the problem is your feet could get cold, and then blood has to come down, sort of like react to that in some way. I'm not a scientist. I don't know how this works, but like if you keep your feet warm, it actually keeps your body cooler. And you'll less likely wake up.
I hear you, but I did wear socks to bed once, and I woke up in the middle of the night because my feet were sweating, and I had to pull them off, throw them out the side of the bed. So I will never wear socks to bed. It doesn't wake me up. I'm a great sleeper. It does not wake me up.
Oh yeah, well you don't have.
It's my prostate that wakes me up, not my feet.
There's something. Put a sock on that. Hey Omar, would you wear socks to bed?
Omar, you wear socks to bed?
No, I don't. No.
Yeah.
Why would anyone wear socks to bed?
Because they're cold.
Unless you're a woman.
I just told you. There's scientists have said that it's superior for sleep habits.
Scientists also say that like vaccines are necessary.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers.
Good counter. Boy, you're in the heavy Andy Kaufman state today.
Yeah, really.
I have to leave. I have an early flight tomorrow at 5 a.m.
A lot of performance theater.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you want us to go fast then? I mean, this is season 4.
I don't know what that had to do with anything. That was a non sequitur.
Wait a second. I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Is it weird when I went to the gym and there was a guy at the gym? It's at my sister's neighborhood gym, so it's one of those huge gym areas, right?
Is this your topic?
No. But I see somebody walking around working out.
Yeah.
This dude, and he has a washcloth and a bottle for he's cleaning all the equipment before he gets on it.
Yeah, he's a germaphobe.
What is this?
What are you talking about? First of all, any gym you go to has that stuff available to wipe down the machines when you're done using them.
He was carrying it around with him as his own personal set.
He's a germ. He doesn't trust society to follow rules. Huh. He's a germaphobe.
But I wipe it down with a bottle after I use it. Like that's etiquette.
Right, but this is what Omar's saying is it's his own personal cleaning solution and washcloth. Whereas when you go to a gym, they usually have those wipes that come out of the thing that you can pluck. They're perforated. You come out with one. And wipe down.
My gym has bottles everywhere. And
or you have that, or you have paper towels and squirt bottles. But he's saying this dude brought his own.
That he's
you should be happy he did that.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's about like it's like being on an airplane wearing a mask. You know what I mean?
It doesn't affect you.
And then wait a second.
We talk about this all the time.
And then food comes and they take their mask off. Someone wears a mask to a restaurant.
This is called phony outrage. It's phony outrage. The fact that someone puts a mask on in a plane doesn't affect you one iota. In fact, it only helps you. Because if they've got something, it's less of a chance of you getting it. And if they take their mask off and they're hypocritical and they stuff their face for 15 minutes before putting it back on, what does it affect you? It doesn't affect you.
Well, listen.
I'm saying to you, whether it's supposed to rationally or affect me or not, it does. It triggers me like when someone says Merry Christmas to you, Josh.
Yeah, all right.
And we gotta be careful talking about phony outrage. That's kind of the basis of this podcast. It's our phony outrage.
Yeah, no, we have a lot of it, but the point is, I don't think ours is phony. Ours is completely.
I don't know,
David.
I don't know.
There's outrage over stupid stuff that is legitimate. Just because it's stupid and insignificant doesn't mean it's not legitimate outrage.
This is what I hear. If it's other people, it's phony outrage. If it's me, it's legitimate.
Hey, tomato.
All right. Well, first, before we kick off the podcast in earnest, in the main section of the show, I just want to mention a little bit about season 3. Josh, you want to talk about what happened to us? What's going on in season 3?
Yeah, we took a hard look at the history of shows, podcasts, series, things like that, and we determined that season 3 was a real stinker for most of them. Most of these podcasts and shows take a downturn on season 3.
It's usually turnover, then there's
something goes on. They maybe get a little too complacent. They maybe get a little lazy. And we decided that's not going to happen to us. It's not. We're not going to let that happen to us, and we're not going to let down the fans. So specifically, with the fans in mind, we decided to skip over season 3 and go right to season 4.
Right.
So season 3, whatever that is in the vault. We put it in the vault. We're not gonna bring that out until we retire and our box.
No. It's on my OnlyFans.
It's on Omar. You can find it on Omar's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get rid of that shit middling season. It's like the Jan Brady of seasons. We're getting rid of it, and we're going right to the Marcia. We're going right to season 4.
No one understands that reference.
Very few do. Very few.
Yeah, this is one of your problems, Josh. Honestly, as I've gotten to know you more and more, you get less and less funny because it's David. You've noticed this, right? His pop culture references are waning.
And the repetitive nature of his jokes, it's a lot.
Yeah. I was going to go to 8 is enough, but I figured that was even more obscure than. Right.
You say jump the shark. That goes further back to the Happy Days. Right?
That does. That's a Happy Days type reference. But that's anyway. So this is season 4, and we're very excited.
4. Plus, when we say how many seasons have you done? 4. That sounds 4. A lot more impressive than 3. Yeah. So
we'd be lying about that. If they say how many seasons have you done, we go we're on season 4 because we're not lying.
That's right.
About
You
that.
say it
we're
right. That's right.
You got to say it properly.
Thank you. Yeah. Keep me honest.
You want to tell them how to reach us, Dave?
Yeah, so if you would like to send us an email, we got a couple of emails not too long ago, and man, we are desperate for more. So please send us an email. Let us know that you're listening and enjoying the show. Our email is friends@fts.media, friends@fts.media. And if you send an email, we promise to read it on the air and make fun of you.
Yes.
It could be your name, your
promise.
Whatever you wrote, we'll drag you over the coals. That's what we do. Yes. And then we also have a website called friendstalkingshop.weebly.com. It's all one word, friendstalkingshop at Weebly.com. Love for you to visit that.
What do you say? We believe? We believe in what?
We believe. And so to describe the show is we each come onto the show and we each have a topic that we haven't discussed ahead of time. And we discuss it in front of you, and you get to hear all of our unedited comments. And I would like to go first this week because I have a brief one.
Oh, okay.
So as moderator, I'm giving myself that power. I'm going to go first.
Yep.
I listened to last year's first episode of 2023 because I was curious to see if I was like, I'm pretty sure I asked about resolutions and, what you're looking forward to in 2023. So I wanted to see what we said. I wanted to see, if we.
Oh, wow.
See what we said. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Omar, you had 2 things that you said you wanted to do. You can tell us if this was something that you accomplished. You ready?
Do you remember what they were, Omar?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah. No idea.
I bet you this. So one was surfing. You want to get surfing? How's that gone so far?
I went once.
Did you? What month of the year?
I went about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, snuck it under the gun.
Just sneaking it in.
All right. The second was to learn Spanish.
Oh my God! I said that last year.
Yes, you did. And?
Oh man, I have had no.
Nada.
That is terrible.
All right, so we'll give you a fail. We'll give you a fail for
that is a giant fail.
Unbelievable. Neither one.
Now, Josh, do you recall what you said?
Yes, I believe I said I was not going to make any resolutions.
That is exactly right. How did that work out for you?
Yeah, that worked out great. Because that's what I say every year.
You nailed it.
Resolutions are stupid.
In fact, I think Omar was quite upset about how bland you were in your 2023 resolutions. I think the way you described each New Year's Day is just another day, I think is what you said. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That line in the sand does not is of no consequence, and so
no consequence
I don't do
to me.
anything. So now this year, do you have any change to that?
0.
So no resolution.
0 change. I mean, what are we doing here? It's not even like we're writing checks anymore. If we were writing checks, at least you got to write 2024 now. There's nothing changes.
I wrote a check recently.
Who are you writing a check to?
I wrote a check to someone I had to write a check to. I don't really want to get into it, but I wrote a check. I did. I'll say it's a plumber.
A plumber? They don't have Venmo?
Yeah, I've written a check, yes. So,
or a credit card? You couldn't use a credit card?
No, I don't think that person would take.
I had this topic a little while ago when I was in Maryland, and someone wrote a check when we were at the diner. My wife and I were at the diner. Do you remember this when I brought this up? And someone wrote a check, and it took so long, and everyone in line was livid. Checks are awful. No one should be writing checks anymore.
You know, I wrote a check to. I hired myself a life coach this year.
No,
you should appreciate that. I did.
No, you didn't.
I did. I absolutely did. I hired myself a life coach.
First of all, you need to fire that life coach immediately.
Are you serious?
I did.
Fire the life coach immediately. If any life coach who takes personal checks is so far behind the ball, that should be number one sign that that's not a good life coach.
Oh, that's not good.
Personal checks.
I think I mentioned the podcast too, so they might be listening. So this is not going to go well for me. Yes. I
might tell you to leave the podcast.
Yeah, right. That'll be the first. No, I did.
Josh,
I feel like
I don't think that Josh. I have to say, Josh, you're not. The thing about you is that because you have helped me get through certain creative bottlenecks.
Yes,
and you do put time into it. However, I also think that you really operate by fear and shame. You know, so I think in many ways you're the opposite of what a life coach. Maybe David needs someone as a compliment because he has to spend an inordinate amount of time with you.
Listen, the way I see it, Dave's doing pretty well. He's got a good family. He's doing real well in his career. You know, he's going to be a granddad, or he is a granddad.
No, not yet. Well,
not yet.
I guess,
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, things are going in the right direction for Dave, unless there's stuff we don't know about.
No, it's about improvement. And that's actually one of the things. It's easy to be complacent. That was what I was fearful of 2024. I felt I was kind of looking forward to my year 2024 and said, you know what? I can almost plan what my 24 is going to look like, and it's going to look a lot like last year. My trips, my things.
That's great.
I do, and I had a great 23.
Yeah,
but I feel
that's great.
But I want to always be striving for improvement. Like, what should I be doing that is 2023 plus something even greater? And
why don't you take the money that you're paying a life coach and buy yourself something really cool, and that will make 2024 awesome.
I could do that. I could. Yeah. I have a PlayStation 5 already, so I don't.
Well, think about the money you're using for a life coach and what that maybe could buy instead.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, well, I'm going to give a life coach. Well, I'll be letting you know how it's going, unless
all right.
My life coach is listening. Then I might want to keep that quiet. But
yeah.
But
by the way, it's going to be. Here's the other thing, by the way, that you just entered into. You've entered into an impossible relationship to end. To dump your life coach is going to be an impossible task.
So I'm still trying to drop mine.
Yeah, you can't.
It's been 2 years.
Yeah, it's a time check.
I get WhatsApps, I get text messages, I get emails, I get invitations to events.
You have just bought yourself an emotional timeshare.
Well, that's why I wrote a check
that you're never getting out of. You're never getting out of it.
I sign up for a certain amount of time with a check, and when that's done, if I don't like it, then maybe I'll just ghost it.
Nope. Yeah, this is a dangerous double click for a topic.
Nope.
I mean, I don't know. Like, have you vetted? Like, who did? What school did this guy train under for this form of?
Okay, so I will admit that my research into this was very, very small. It consisted of a 5-minute web search, a quick phone conversation, and off we went. So
if I'm going to get a life coach, I'm going to want to go to that person's home. I want to see how they live. I want to see who their friends are and who else they coach, because that will tell me if they are indeed a good life coach.
Yeah.
If things are going well for them, that's at least the start.
I disagree. Have you seen the joke where you have two barbers and one has an awful haircut and the other has a great haircut?
Okay.
Which barber do you go to?
The great haircut.
No, you go to the one with the bad haircut because he's the one who gave the haircut to the guy who's got a good haircut.
That's
right?
The worst logic I've ever heard.
So I don't need their life to be great. Their life could be a mess. I want them to use their mess.
The analogy is very flawed. The analogy is very flawed. A barber cannot give himself a haircut, number one. So the barber can't give yourself a haircut. Well, you can, but you can't.
Wait, that's my point, is you hire the guy that has a bad haircut because he's obviously the one that gave the guy with a good haircut the haircut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but yes, I do know what you're saying, except a life coach is about guiding you to make good decisions in your life to improve your living. And that's easily followed by themselves. And if they can't get their own shit together, what makes you think they're going to get yours?
I don't know if that's true. I think if they're messed up, but they've gone through everything, then they might have really good advice. I don't want someone who's had a perfect life to give me advice on the hard things.
You should go down to Skid Row and hire yourself a life coach.
Well, there's a limit.
By that logic.
Omar, has your life coach got it together, or how would you describe your life coach?
I would say that very stoic guy. I think he's in a relationship now, I don't know. I mean, he's very reserved.
You're not answering the question.
I don't know how he does. We never really talked about that.
Isn't that weird? Something so important as your life and decisions making your life and who you're going to hire to help you make those very important decisions. You don't vet at all?
Don't you remember that I couldn't figure out how to pay him, and he wouldn't let me pay him? And he said he wanted to get basically upside in my career, and that since it goes so well that I'd want to take care of him as well because he made me maximize my own performance.
Yeah, that's a red flag, my friend.
Yeah, that's red.
Yeah, well, I mean, sure. I mean, well,
flag. That's a blank check.
I don't know. I will say, so, I had this beautiful concept and I was so excited about it, and it's called No Swiwo, right? And it's the name. It's going to be a new thing. And it ties into this, but I'll talk about that. That's going to be my topic. So
okay, all right. Anyway, so Omar,
what were yours?
Any resolution? What, my resolutions?
Yeah, what did you say?
I said I wanted. I think what I said. I think I mostly laughed at the two of you, but I think I said I love resolutions. I do all of them. If I said I have health ones, I have productivity ones, and this last year what I said is I had a hard time sort of getting motivated. But I did have a health one. I wanted to lose weight, and at one point I dropped 30 pounds. And so I think, but if I would go point to point from 1231 to 1231, I think it's more like 20. But man, my age 20 is no small.
That's pretty good. That's really good.
And I have good base to get another 10 off. So yeah, I think I feel very confident that I hit the goals that I had.
There you go.
So
all right.
Anyway, okay. Did I have anything else? Omar, did you say you have any goals then for next year?
Surfing and Spanish.
See,
curling and
a good
French.
Question. Josh doesn't make any. Well, Josh, do you have any goals? Not resolutions, but goals for yourself, Josh?
Yeah, I do have goals. I do.
That does not sound convincing at all.
I do have goals. I definitely have goals.
He's typing Google goals right now. Yeah.
Google, what are my goals? No, I definitely have goals, but they're not resolutions, and they're short goals. They're like my goal is I want to work out a couple times next week. I want to improve my stamina playing sports. I want to alleviate more of my back pain, stuff like that. But that's not stuff I need to write down. It's an always thing for me.
Those are wishes. Those aren't goals.
They're not wishes. You can work at those.
Well, but do you have a plan now?
Yeah, I've been going to Stretch Zone.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
I started the stretch zone this year in 2023.
I apologize. That absolutely qualifies.
See?
Oh.
But I'm tackling this shit all the time. I don't need December 31st to write this crap down.
So mine
nonstop up here.
Yeah, that's what we know. We know about you. For me is stretching. I want to stretch this year, so every morning I'm stretching.
Okay, there you go.
I feel like that's
you know what? My goal is to actually make more money, make money.
That's an admirable
my goal.
All right, that's a legitimate goal.
Well, but here's the thing, right? Because I almost feel that you guys are kind of doing the same thing, each of you, and it's very frustrating for me sometimes to hear you guys talk. And the words that come out of your mouth. Because the problem with goals, objectives, or resolutions, well, at least Josh avoided that.
No.
Is that they're always so fucking aspirational about you signaling how much better a person you want to be. That's why I said I just want to make fucking money.
Whoa. I said I want to get more stamina playing sports. That's not an aspirational thing. That's very doable.
You said you were going to work out more.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm gonna. I don't want to look like Lou Ferrigno. I don't want to be The Rock.
Gosh,
I don't want to do any of that
nonsense. I don't think your body has. You have a soft pear-shaped body. It hasn't changed
pear-shaped at all.
It hasn't changed in 10 years, Dave.
That's incorrect.
Dave,
not true. No, I think he's.
You know, Josh, what has been his weight fluctuations over the last 10 years?
I don't think it's been a lot, but
I agree.
You did the
plus or minus 5 pounds, maybe
hockey?
plus 8, plus or minus 8. Tops.
No, I had one period where I developed quite the gut, and I took that down immediately. Remember, remember we were playing football. Remember that, Omar?
Pictures of that. Josh refused to play wide receiver or cornerback. He was permanent lineman and quarterback.
I had a problem. Yeah.
I had to run every single time.
And I saw that, and I'm like, oh, God.
And we still run.
And then I took care of that, like, within 6 months.
Yeah, that's good for you.
Yeah.
That's memory burn. That's memory burn. See, I don't need a life coach. I don't need to write a check to a life coach.
Some of us do. I
got it.
Yeah. All right. Well, Josh, you want to go next with your topic?
Yeah, because I'm very curious about Omar's topic. Mine's pretty short, too, but I want to read you. I actually had another topic, and I do want to cover that topic, but this was so great.
Let's try. Let's cover the topic. We can do a mini topic.
No.
Okay, we'll keep it quick. No. Okay. All right.
You know why, Omar? Because we've made 60 of these, and I need that other topic for another one. If I just spew them all out now, that's no good. I got to keep some bullets in the holster there. So look, this is a news story. It's pretty short, but I'm going to read it to you, and I'm going to keep one part out because I want to know what you think the answer is, and you'll know what I mean when I say it. What you think this person is seeking. It'll make sense when I read it. But this was such a crazy story, I had to read it, and this was today. So it's a customer has filed a negligence lawsuit against Dunkin' Donuts. You know, formerly Dunkin' Donuts.
Is it now just called Dunkin'?
Yeah, it's just called Dunkin' now.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, because their donuts are not made from donuts anymore.
Well, it's all coffee, right?
And now they make donuts, but I think they have other shit, so they don't want to be just pinned as donuts.
Oh, yeah, that's smart.
Yeah. So a customer has filed a negligence lawsuit against Dunkin', claiming he was injured by an exploding toilet at one of the coffee change locations in Central Florida. This is true. Paul Kerouac, that's his name, is seeking blank dollars in a lawsuit filed claiming he suffered, quote, severe and long-term injuries, unquote, following the explosion of a toilet in the men's room of a Dunkin' location in Winter Park, Florida, a year ago. After the explosion left Kerouac covered in human feces, urine, and debris, you heard that right, he walked out of the men's room seeking help from workers and the store's manager. This is the kicker. An employee told him that they were aware of the problem with the toilet since there had been previous incidents. The lawsuit says Kerouac suffered bodily injury and he has required mental health care and counseling since the incident last January. This is insane.
He had a bad year then.
This is insane. So tell me, you heard the story of Paul Kerouac in the Dunkin' in Winter Park, Florida. How much money is he seeking in damages?
Oh, it's kind of like the match game. You should have had it so he's seeking blank.
Right. Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom,
boom. Yeah. So what do you think, Omar? You have a guess at that? How much money would Paul Kerouac be seeking in damages?
$1 million.
Think about what happened to this dude. Think about what
$10 million.
happened to this dude. Okay.
$10 million.
What do you think, Dave?
Well, so he's throwing out pain and suffering, which is always going to elevate.
Let me remind you.
Okay.
Bodily injury,
yeah,
severe and long-term injuries required mental health care and counseling for a year now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so that should be.
I don't believe any of this nonsense.
So the cost of that should be maybe at best 25 to 50,000, right? That's that. If you're whatever bodily injury is, medical bills and counseling, but the pain and suffering piece of it is where they get you because they want to set a precedent.
What do you think he's suing for?
I was going to say $5 million.
Okay. You want to know what Paul Kerouac is suing for?
Say something first.
Go ahead.
I like his last name very much, but
Jack Kerouac.
But I also think that this is why we need tort reform. And the fucking Democrats, man, they're never going to fucking pass it. They got Biden in their back pocket, these lawyers. It's true.
Yeah.
All right,
okay,
Kaufman.
please continue.
You and your tort reform, yeah.
Settle down.
Can't get you.
Boy, I did not want to get on tort reform. If anything, I know that gets Omar going. It's actually going to surprise you because you're probably thinking I'm going to say something outrageous, like $100 million, right?
Yeah, right.
I'm not. It's actually the opposite way. This guy is suing for only $100,000.
Oh, so I was right the first time. The actual damages.
You kind of were, but I'm going to go the opposite way. I read this and I went, what kind of counsel do you have that suggested only a $100,000 lawsuit? First of all, you went to a Dunkin' Donuts in public and then a toilet exploded on you. You have human shit, other people's human shit and urine covering your body, which, by the way, that alone is worth a couple $1 million. That's disgusting.
You should know.
That's vile. He came out, and then they admitted to him that they had a problem with the toilet. So there's already admitted fault.
Yeah.
If I'm his attorney, and Dunkin', by the way, is a very big company, I'm not suing for $100,000. That seems insane to me. This guy is seeking counseling, which, by the way, I understand. When you come out in a public of a crowded Dunkin' and you have shit on you because a toilet just exploded, that's pretty damaging. Am I wrong here? This guy should be getting millions. He should be getting millions.
Especially because now his name's in the press as being shat on.
Right.
Right.
In fact, I think this happening is now called getting Kerouac, isn't it?
Yeah,
so now his good name has been soiled, so to speak.
Soiled, no pun intended. And by the way, we're in the age of iPhones and cameras.
Yeah.
You know people took pictures of this guy with shit all over him coming out of the bathroom. Because
Right.
that's what I would do. Someone came out of a Dunkin' bathroom and I'm in there getting a half a dozen glazed. I'm immediately reaching for my phone and taking a snapshot of this dude. Immediately.
Are you keeping the donuts? I probably.
Yeah, it depends.
I probably wouldn't.
If I am in close range to him where he's flailing his arms and complaining about it and shit's going everywhere, no pun intended, then yes, I'm returning the donuts. I don't want that.
This is an establishment that has allowed their toilet to explode a number of times.
A number of times.
And it very easily could have been on the baker who's in the back, time to make the donuts. And
could have been. Could have been.
Who knows what's getting in those donuts?
Yes. Now, it's funny because I bring this up because I actually had this exact experience. Not me, but I worked at a company. We moved to a new building, a brand new building, right? And they did not have their shit together. No pun intended. And the bathroom that was in our floor had major problems. It would keep backing up. Like when you would flush the urinal, you'd hear gurgling in the stalls. And we had this one coworker, and I won't mention his name, and he was in the stall while someone was in the urinal, and they flushed the urinal, and it shot right up. And he was soaking wet and came in, and we all saw him, and he had to grab his stuff, his bag and his jacket, and go home and change. And he was done for the day. That way, when I read this news clip, I thought immediately of that incident. And I just thought, that is so embarrassing. Not only that, if I have other people's feces on me, I can't shower enough. I would have to be in the shower for 4 hours because I would never feel like that's off me. It would be so disgusting.
So I think.
How about you? But you've had your kids' feces on you.
That's very different. And it's been on my hand. It's because the feces has been on my hands and not my whole body. Yeah. This exploded. All his clothes, his hair, his shoes, everything got soaked. He had bodily harm. He had physical harm. That's how much this toilet exploded and jolted him.
But you're a little bit you're a germaphobe a little bit, right?
A little bit, yes. But come on, who isn't a germaphobe?
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't laugh it off for sure. But
they should be writing him a check for $10 million. $10
million?
It's not. It's $10 million. Let me ask you a question. Can I throw my feces on you for $1 million? Would you accept that?
No. What?
Thank you.
You just made my point.
Yeah.
Second,
you just made my point. You just made my point.
Who else knows about it?
What do you mean? Who else knows about it? This is a straightforward question.
Who else knows that you threw your feces on me?
Omar, can I take a bucket? Can I take a bucket of feces from a random 20 people and dump it on your head and give you $1 million? Is that okay? Can I do that?
I want to take.
How long do I have to have it on me for?
You don't. You can go and disrobe and then shower.
This might help Omar make his 2024 resolution.
I think I would do it.
You okay? I will get 20 other people.
No, what you need. That's easy.
I'd like
to $1 million.
Would you do that, Dave? Would you take $1 million?
I might. $1 million is a lot. It's for a few seconds of pain.
Listen, what I'm saying is you had to think about it. And this guy was entirely different. This was unexpected. You're at least prepping for it. You're putting on your worst shirt and pants before this. You're not putting on your best stuff to get shit dumped on you.
Oh, I'd wear whatever. I think it's just more of the
This guy's in a public place. You realize what he has to do? He has to get into his car and drive home. And now his car stinks like shit. Now his car has got all that on it.
Look, it's not like it was a sewer that flew up. I mean, it's probably mostly water and like some crap. Like it's not.
The article says feces and urine. That's what the article says.
Well, I'm sure.
And the worst part is you don't even know what it is. That's the worst part.
It was probably his own. What if it's your own feces?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No. Pay this dude. Pay him.
I am encouraged that he sued for the amount of actual damages, and maybe a little bit more. Like I said, 50,000, so they doubled it to 100. I mean, that's how lawsuits should actually be. It should be for actual damages and a little bit of pain and suffering.
Look, the woman who spilled McDonald's coffee on herself and said it was too hot and got $20 million or whatever obscene amount she got, yes, I'm in agreement with you. I've been burnt before. Burns are not fun. So you should get a little bit more than what it costs to cover the burn.
Well, actually,
they're suffering.
There's a documentary about that basically says she's not as crazy as you think. Like,
I didn't say she's crazy. I think the ruling
I'm saying
is crazy.
she's more. I should take not crazy. That she's as more justified than you think. Like when you hear the story, you think like that's ridiculous. That's the problem with our society. But I guess if you watch this documentary, I haven't seen it. But you actually feel like, maybe she should. Like there was actually very gross negligence, and it burned her like really bad.
Okay, so, all right, that's fair.
Yeah. But anyway, I just want to throw that out there. But
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I don't know if he should get $10 million.
Oh, I would give this man, if I was in the jury, immediately I'd have him write a check, and
do you think
free donuts and iced coffee for life at any Dunkin'.
Okay, let me ask you this: Where did this happen? Where it was in your hometown?
Winter Park, Florida.
Yeah, that's close, right?
In Florida. Yeah.
So what do you think the probability is? Okay, that this person who was the aggrieved, right, has had other lawyers come out to him since that article coming out saying, "Hey, listen, I can get you $10 million."
Well, the article just came out today, so I'm hoping that there's knocks on his door and that he realizes, oh my God, I'm really suing for a lot less than I should be. Here's the kicker, Omar, in this story. The employees knew this toilet had problems. It's not even like it was just a freak accident, and it's not really Duncan's fault.
Wait, to be clear, everyone's toilet has problems. Okay,
not like this. Not exploding toilets that hurt you physically and dump other people's urine and feces on you. No. That's very, very different.
I wonder, what is it about, David? 27% of Josh's narrative stories are about feces. It's definitely in the 20s, right?
It's over 20. Yeah. It's over 20.
I mean, he loves it. You love talking about that stuff.
All I know is I looked at what the fans
It's uncanny.
fans wanted, and I got to give them what they want. People want they want poop stories.
Well, I actually have a question I was going to ask sometime. Yeah. It's not worth the topic, but can I ask you a quick toilet question?
Yeah.
If your toilet were sentient, okay?
Yeah.
So self-aware.
I get it.
Would you rather your toilet be madly in love with you or slightly irritated with you?
Oh my God.
So your choices are either when you go, they're like, oh, Josh.
Yeah, this is amazing. Right.
Or like, oh, gosh, here comes Josh. I heard the question of either want to kill you or madly in love. And it's clearly you don't want the.
Yeah, you don't want to kill you.
Yeah, I mean, all that pressure, can't imagine. Yeah. But I would think it's slightly irritated with you versus madly in love.
I got to say, both would be pretty enjoyable. I think they'd be exciting. Just to see what my toilet's going to say next.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Wouldn't it be neat?
No, Omar, what would you pick?
I don't want a sentient toilet.
No, that's not the premise.
No one wants a sentient toilet.
If it is not your option, which one would you prefer? Do you want? Of course, you want it madly in love with you. You want everyone madly in love with you.
That's not true.
You would love to have a toilet that was like, "Hey, it's Omar."
No, I want to be like, "What's up? What's up, fat fuck?" How was that? How was that butter pecan ice cream you had earlier?
That would be funny. That's what I'm saying. That's very funny, especially if you have a very sarcastic toilet. That'd be great.
Yeah.
What a great product, by the way. We should make a toilet that says something sarcastic to you every time you sit on it.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Not Taco Bell again.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
I mean, people would pay up for that. People would pay for that toilet.
We can talk to the Kohler folks. Sarcastic toilet.
I want to get with the Toto folks.
I think that you could have the toilet where it reads what your remains are or whatever.
That's real, by the way.
That
actually exists.
And then it could tell you when you have cancer before you have it.
Yeah, I don't want my toilet diagnosing me.
I do. Better than going to the fucking doctor's office and having them stick their hand up your butt.
So you want to go to the bathroom and the toilet goes,
cancer.
Omar, you should sit down for this.
That's good, Joshy.
Not bad, right?
Right. What if it gets it wrong? It's yelling cancer all the time. You're like, I was so worried. It turns out it was broken.
Oh, you know what? If I had cancer, I would tell everybody. I would play it up so hard.
Okay, that's way different than what we're talking about.
That got real dark.
That's a weird turn you just made there.
Well, maybe that means it's time for your topic.
Yeah, get off this. Yeah.
All right, Omar, do you want to do your topic now? Was that a good season?
What is my this is so crazy. Josh was talking about shitting and pooping and staining and whatever.
It's a personal story.
About religion or about cancer, and you guys are like, no, we can't talk about that.
Yeah, we can absolutely talk about that, but it's a comedic podcast, and it's real tough to talk about cancer and religion and not bring the whole thing down.
So,
go ahead.
Here's my idea. Okay.
Yeah. Is this your topic, or is this your topic?
What?
Is this your topic?
You're like you're like a giant fucking peanut gallery. I can't say anything.
Because I want to know. I want to know if we're about to go off the rails again. I want to know if we're about to go off the rails before we do it.
Don't you know?
All right.
That our listeners want to hear me free. It's true. I'm like the Tucker Carlson of the three of us.
That's true. We had a podcast. We had someone email in and told you, Josh, to let email be free. Free Omar. Hashtag
free Omar. Free Omar. Okay, yes, go ahead, Omar. Sorry, you're unchained. Omar unchained.
So I have discovered something that I think could really, dare I say, revolutionize health.
Oh,
health.
Health? I want to hear.
Mm-hmm. I alluded to it earlier.
Ooh.
No swiwo. With your hand. No swiwo.
What does that mean again? What does that mean again?
No swiwo. It means, ready?
It's like you're doing the Jedi mind trick.
Yeah. Good.
Wait.
Ready?
Okay.
It means no sweat workout. Imagine being able to work out and not have to go to the shower, not have go right to dinner. Or go back to what you were doing. Wait. The key thing here is to be able to modulate your heart rate and never get that close where you start perspiring. And you can do it. I do it all the time.
Yeah, but it's not called a workout.
No, it's called a no suiwo.
But are you really working out? Are you really benefiting your health?
Well, I want to hear. How is it? Okay. Let's hear it.
Something you created or you discovered someone else created?
I have created this. Okay, wait, let me hold on a second. Think about it. If you do some stretches, some like sun poses, you know, some yoga nonsense, right? Maybe some stretches. That's great. If you do 25 push-ups, or in David's case, 5 real ones.
Stop it.
Right?
Yeah.
My point is, you can do it and then go back to whatever else you were doing. And so I called one of my friends who runs he's a very sophisticated, wait, let me finish. By the way, I didn't come to you guys. I know what your reaction is going to be. You guys always hate all my ideas. And I called one of my friends who's particularly enterprising. All right. Yeah. And he runs the CIO for a very successful family office.
Sure.
Right? And I tell him the idea, the concept, the culture, the idea of like, you don't have to work that hard. Never let perfect get in the way of good, baby. Right? Let's keep heart rates down, not up.
What did he say?
He said, you're late. Somebody else has the idea. And I go, what are you talking about? He was listening to you're not going to believe this. I alluded to this earlier. What did I say earlier?
I don't know. I rarely
you didn't want to send to your toilet?
He was relating it to a book that he's listening to called Unleash the Power Within.
Okay.
By Tony Robbins. And one of the chapters in the book is Tony Robbins talking about the same exact thing. That you can actually really have an impact on your body without necessarily raising your heart rate. So what does that mean? That's my question to you guys. Am I my own life coach? David, do you want to pay me?
You know what comes to mind when you say this? There's a commercial that comes up all the time on this one program I watch. I'm trying to remember what program it is. I don't remember, but it's a device that it's really for old people because they only show old people using it on the commercial. But you put it on under your feet, and then you plug it in, and then it moves your feet in a circular motion for you. And that's what I think of when you say this. And you're working out just by sitting and watching TV. And that's basically what they're trying to portray here, that you can sit, watch TV, and get a full workout in because the machine works your body out for you. You're not actually moving your feet. The machine moves your feet and legs.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen me sweat?
Yes.
Yes. I don't know if I have.
Yeah. And who is as fit as I am in our friend crew?
A lot of us.
I think it would be. I remember doing more push-ups than you. So.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying, look at my body. I have a 6-pack. I'm chiseled. I'm flexible.
You do not have a 6-pack.
Okay, I have a 4-pack. But my point is,
you have a liter.
You have a carton of milk.
So I'm just saying the proof's in the pudding.
Yes, that's fair.
It's all about
the first
pudding.
thing that made sense that you said.
Yeah. Do you realize this makes it so counter to working out? You need to get your heart rate up. That's the whole point of cardio, is to get your heart rate up.
No, but that's But Josh, this is the thing. Don't you know people who like smoked their whole lives, drank, and lived like 110?
Very few. This is the old Willard Scott deal where he said, you remember Willard Scott, the fat weatherman who always announced 100-year-old birthdays?
Right.
And inevitably, they always interviewed the 100-year-old person, and they're like, "How did you do it?" And they're like, I drink sodies every day, and I eat pork lard. I inject it right into my veins, and look at me. Inevitably, there's always people like that have some sort of genes that keep them alive no matter what they do.
That's one in a million, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's 1 in a million. That's the exception, not the rule.
Josh.
Yeah.
Yoga. Tai Chi.
Yeah.
You don't sweat by doing Tai Chi.
Right, but maybe they do other stuff besides Tai Chi. I don't even know what Tai Chi is.
How much you sweat has no correlation to how fit you are.
All right, so you want to skip showers is basically what you're trying to do here. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I want to optimize my time. I'm a very, very busy person.
So you want to cut that 7 minutes. You want to get that 7 minutes back.
My average time working out is probably 14 to 20 minutes.
I meant 7 minutes of showering.
Oh,
you get that time back.
Wait, back up. What is your workout like for these 7 to 14 minutes?
What do you lay on the ground?
No. Well, today I did a couple of hip stretchers. I did 25 squats.
Okay,
I did
the hell out of here.
Push-ups.
So if you do squats and push-ups, that makes you ssweat.
Not the pace I do.
He
it.
stops. Yeah. Not at the depth that he goes. It's just a little.
I did footwork on my Pilates on my reformer. I went downstairs. I did some tricep dips and some bench press.
Bench press makes you sweat too. All that stuff makes me sweat.
Well, I will say different people, like all you have to do is like just stand up and some people will sweat, right?
Yeah,
like you're hairy or whatever. And I actually, I'm not a sweater. Like I could do push-ups and stretch and do all that and I wouldn't sweat. My wife will attest to that. I'm not a sweater.
Gosh, this is one of the things, these are the tropes that you buy into. Being in shape means improving your health, your endurance, building core muscles. You do all of those without sweating.
But can you improve your health?
Of course you can. Your flexibility, your core strength.
I think you need cardio.
Josh, I could stand on one foot for at least 90 seconds. Do you know what? Actually, you guys.
Prove it.
Okay. Say something.
You know what?
Right now, my hand to God.
I did not know that fact.
Do you know what a plank is? David, do you know what a plank is?
Yes. I know what a plank is, yes.
We know what planks are.
Josh?
Yes, we know what planks are.
I had a planking contest with my nephews and nieces who were all fit. Guess who won?
I'm going to say your one niece.
Guess what? I did. None of them. Hold on. None of them got past a minute 30. Yeah. I got to 3.5 minutes.
That's impressive.
I could have gone longer.
You know what that means?
I have a strong core.
And you're very good at planking.
No, Joshy.
It doesn't? You're very good at planking. That's what it means.
It is indicative of your core.
Okay.
Right?
Listen, I'm going to give you that. I'm not sure that makes you a healthier person.
And your body's completely flat on this plank.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, everybody, including my relatives and my sister, remarked on how good my form was.
Okay. You realize you're going to have to prove this achievement.
Oh, I will 1,000% do it. And I told my team they all got to do 5-minute planks.
5 minutes?
Yeah. We demand
5 minutes is excessive.
We demand excellence. Josh, for something, you know what? Can I ask you guys something? I have a feeling that when I go into YouTube or Google about like workouts, I type in workouts for a 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
Because my body is very limber and like I can do all those workouts, right?
Yeah.
If I did for a 50-year-old man, I wouldn't get any substance or real, out of it as much.
Yeah, but you won't sweat. Do workouts for 90-year-old man. That's what I do. And then it's so much easier. I feel good about it.
What does that entail?
Walking up and down the hallway.
Yeah. Without groaning.
Yeah. But I loved about Omar's topic is he came up with this idea, but his question was not, is it a good idea or not? His question was, am I amazing?
Am I amazing?
What's the question. His topic?
No, I said it was more about aspiration, but the idea though, guys, the idea is good.
Yeah, it's like 4-minute abs. There's 6-minute abs, but what if I did 4-minute abs?
Think about it. No sweewo.
Well,
I get
it's a catchy word.
The concept sounds amazing. Since the dawn of time, people have been trying to get physically fit without having to do the quote-unquote exercise to get you there. Same with losing weight. People want to lose weight without doing any of the work.
Wait.
All you're saying is that I'm gonna give you a workout without the worst part, which is getting gross and having to shower.
Do you remember Crunch gyms?
No.
Or like whatever.
Nestle Crunch gyms?
No, but their whole motto was no judgment.
Okay, all right, sure.
Okay, yeah.
That was like their motto.
Yeah.
Like it was interesting, right? Interesting way of thinking about
Yes.
Right? And
like average Joe.
Crunch Fitness. It's a public company, blah blah blah. Anyway, my point is this is even less aspirational than that. That's why I think it could work.
Yeah, but that was a concept.
As a matter of fact, in our gyms,
it was realistic. It was a realistic concept.
Excuse me. Wait, if I could finish. There'll be a social part to this, a community part. There'll be like reclining leather chairs with like donuts and like
you know what, Omar?
Caloric intensive smoothies.
You've inspired me. I'm going to open up a pool where you don't get wet. You can swim without getting wet. Right. Wouldn't that be amazing? So then you don't even need a towel.
And do you have a good name for it? Do you have a cool word?
No wetto.
No swim wet.
No sweato. No wetto. Wouldn't that be amazing? That's kind of what you're saying. You do realize that, right? You're saying, here's an activity, and I'm going to take out the worst part, but it's not realistic to take out the worst part and still have the activity.
How about ice cream that has no calories?
Yeah.
How about that?
It'd be great.
Should you like that idea?
But you guys are hating on my idea. It makes all the sense that people do Tai Chi. People do yoga.
Right. But my question is, does that make you healthier, or does that just improve your core and just give you more balance and stuff like that?
It gets you off the sofa from watching. You know what I mean? It gets you doing things. Your body's moving.
Sure, that part's good. So are you saying you invented yoga?
No. I'm saying I invented No Sui-Wo.
Yeah, but what I'm saying about No Sui-Wo is, I don't consider it a workout in the same way that people go to the gym and run on a treadmill for an hour.
Do me a favor. Ready?
Right. Yeah.
Try it for 2 days.
I've tried it the entire time we've been on this podcast. I
try
did No Sui-Wo workout. No. I haven't sweated at all on this podcast.
I'm saying do an intentional stretching or some push-ups or squats.
Push-ups make me sweat.
Well, then stop before you get to that. Do half the amount. That's my point.
Then I'm not working myself out.
David, don't you understand what's going on here? Josh is incapable of understanding. His brain doesn't work logarithmically. Yeah.
He's got a closed mind.
Basically,
no question. That's right.
So basically, here's the point. If 10 push-ups makes Josh sweat, right? He can still do 5 and still get 80% of the upside he would have gotten from doing 10.
Well, do 5 twice instead of 10.
No. Just do 5 once, and then do 10 squats, and then do 5. You know what I mean? And then do it. Just never let mediocre get in the way of perfect. You don't need to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever the line is.
I'm going to open up a.
Your entire career, Josh, has been about not meeting expectations. Why would you expect the same from your body?
You know, I've always feared the heights and the fear of the bungee jumping. What if I did a bungee jumping place where you don't jump? You can bungee jump, but you don't have to jump.
I like
Wouldn't that be amazing?
All the benefits of a workout, like 80% of them, which honestly, it's not for me, man.
If you could tell me scientifically, with real scientific study, that your No Sui-Wo workout.
No Sui-Wo
workout produces the same results as actual real cardio and a sweat routine, then I will buy into it. But until then, I'm a little skeptical. That's fair. Yeah.
So, okay, look. If you think about it, low intensity exercise, swimming.
I can think about it all day long.
Swimming, it's hard to sweat.
It doesn't make it so. And swimming, you do sweat. The water takes it away.
Wait, David, what is your view on this? Josh, how could you speak in such black and white terms about this?
I'm just skeptical. That's all
right.
I'm saying.
So can I get my point of view? I think Omar has discovered low impact exercise, which has its benefits, right?
I'm
Yoga,
sure it does.
Tai Chi.
I'm sure it does.
Right?
But people sweat during yoga.
Have you done hot yoga? Holy cow!
Well, there you go. They sweat during hot yoga.
But the thing is, like, if you're working out to lose weight, I think no
not going to work.
Is going to be difficult for people.
Yes.
But it would say, like, if you're like, well, look, I'm all dressed up. I'm in my hotel room. It'd be better to do a workout maybe where you don't sweat rather than do nothing at all. I do agree with that. So I just don't know if you can launch a product called No Sweewo and have it be successful.
No. Again, you guys, it's not a product. It's a lifestyle. Right?
Okay.
But are you going to tout weight loss with this? Let's beat around the bush. Let's get right to it. Are you going to tout weight loss? Can people lose weight on No Sweewo? It's a very simple question. And the answer clearly is no, which means it's not a workout.
Omar has hung up.
I just blew up your whole world.
No, I don't. Why is it that you guys expect answers from me from your questions within milliseconds, and each of you gets 2 to 3 minutes of like lag time?
Because we're on a podcast.
We're on a podcast. There's no lag time.
It's a reasonable question, Joshy.
Thank you.
I would say that like you are going to accelerate burning calories, but not at that level. But your flexibility and tone, right? And your chakras will be much more aligned.
Okay. All right.
Right. You know how many of your male friends have tight hips? Do you have tight hips, Josh?
I think I do have tight hips. I have tight hips.
I do. That's why I'm stretching every day.
Men do.
Yeah.
No Sweewo.
No Sweewo.
Can help you with that.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. That's a claim that I can get behind.
Wait, I'm asking you guys, each of you respectfully, to try
No Sweewo
tomorrow.
Okay.
I will
download the
workout. I'll download the app.
Yeah.
Is there an app?
Is there even a workout?
Yeah, there is.
I will
you write a personal check for $19.99.
I will send you a No Sweewo workout.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Right.
Wonderful.
I feel like we're more likely to get a T-shirt that says No Sweewo.
It'll be 12 minutes.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
And but I know Josh runs hot, so I'll have to give half the repetitions, but you have to moderate yourself.
Fine. I'll do it.
Remember, if you sweat, it's because you fucked up.
If you sweat, it should be money back. Money back guaranteed.
No.
If you drop 1 ounce of sweat, we'll pay for your No Sweewo.
Fucked up. Think about the awareness you're going to have of your
where your mouth is. Make the guarantee. If you sweat doing our workout, we will refund your money 100%.
No, quite the opposite. David, think about this. Josh does these mindless exercises, curls, squats, whatever the hell else he does, right? Lip grunting.
That's not No Sweewo.
So my point is, with No Sweewo, because you're actively thinking about your heart rate and your body temperature, you're that much attuned with your body. Right. Which ultimately is what we're talking about here, guys.
Okay. No, we're talking about whether it's a workout. That's all we're talking about. We're going to boil this down.
Exactly what it is.
Okay, it's fine.
It's a body. It's a whole thing. You're aware of it.
Way of
life.
I
will believe it when I see it. When it's proven.
I'm going to send you guys some stuff.
Right. I'm excited.
Okay. Send us stuff. Okay.
I want a T-shirt as well.
Yeah.
Can that come in the package? Like maybe a water bottle?
Maybe a cool ass logo. You know that much.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
But no question.
Cool. By the way, I have a question for the record. Is it a real fucking shocker that Josh didn't like it?
First of all, I loved your topic. I thought it was very entertaining.
The idea.
No, the idea sucked. Let me ask you something. Will you have No Sweewo headbands?
Yeah.
Why?
I just killed your whole idea.
I love irony, dude.
I just killed your idea. There's no need for headbands because there's no sweat.
Irony.
You walked right into that one, my friend. You walked right into that one.
I wear trainers every day. I don't work out in those fuckers. My Air Force Ones and my high top. Hey, basketball.
That's when you order No Sweewo, you get a box and there'll be a little package that said headband, and you open it. There's nothing in there. That's what it'll be.
What percentage of Lululemon people work out?
That I don't know. I'm sure it's a low percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, people who own tracksuits.
At least with no squeewo, you let the world know, hey, listen, I don't work out very seriously. At least not the way
I almost caught you until you said very seriously. It's I don't work out, which is my point exactly. It's not a workout.
Yeah. I think there's a whole thing about like no sweat. You know, I
realize what it is. Whenever with Joshy on these fucking things, you realize it's like I'm like a Democrat on Fox News.
Oh, right, yeah, you're the one. Yeah.
He's waiting to pick me off on. Wait, you said.
I agree. Josh, how could you?
I got Glenn Greenwald over here.
That's my job. That's my job on this podcast.
Hey, I approach it differently, Omar. I respect your ideas more because there's the possibility one of these hit. And I want to be on the board of the company, so I want to be.
Hey, if you don't think I'm going to be on the board, you're crazy. I'm on the board no matter what I say.
No, not if you're such a naysayer. I can't have you in board meetings saying this is stupid.
I think you're going to want that for you. Put out some product.
No way. You need dreamers, Omar. Yeah. I want to be on the board. No sweet will.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, this will have a very. Let's be clear about this, okay? This is a flyover states kind of
for sure
lifestyle. This isn't for the coastal elites, right? These are the people who like go to like IHOP, right?
Oh my God!
Who drink like A&W root beer.
You're selling the shit out of this.
Yes, a workout you don't sweat at. That would sell in Wisconsin like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, there you go.
But actually,
there's something there.
Can Josh be on the board too?
Well, I mean, I have a question. What do you think he brings to the table, Josh?
I bring a lot to the table.
I'll tell you in a second if you put him on the board. Can Josh be on the board too?
Come on, just tee him up.
Okay.
All right, Josh. Our first action is we need to replace the president. That's Sam Altman. Get him out of there. Yeah. If it's successful, that's the first action.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy like from American Apparel. Or maybe not. Actually, I don't want to say that. That guy was bad news.
Who is the OpenAI guy? We want to Sam Altman you, but
no, he came
anyway.
Back. No.
Oh yeah, that's probably what happened with Omar too. All right, well, we probably should wrap this up. I think we're kicking off season 4 on a high note. This was a fun episode.
This is no season 3 nonsense. Yeah. This is season 4.
Did you come up with no Sweewo on season 3? I don't think so.
No way.
All right. Well, that'll wrap up this week. On behalf of the FTS crew, thank you so much for listening to our show, and we look forward to talking to you next time. Until then, goodbye, everyone.
See ya.
Smelia, no Sweewo.